Hi, welcome to The Pursuit of Truth. It is the 23rd of April 2018, and I don't know if this is a bit off topic, it's not going to be too long, but it was based on a news story I saw this morning, which was about the royal wedding of, oh God, I don't even remember who it is now. I should have just said the royal wedding. Well, anyway, I'm sure you know who it is. It's Prince Harry, isn't it? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Mergel from Suits. And they were talking about the cost of the wedding and how much the taxpayer is going to be paying. I did a little bit of searching online, and it did suggest that the royal family were actually paying for the wedding, but obviously the policing side of it, which is probably the most expensive part, is will be picked up by the taxpayers, because obviously the police are paid through the taxpayers, being a government controlled, run, whichever way you want to look at it. And they were sort of saying, yeah, like trying to justify it. Obviously they had a bit where there was someone was saying, it's a waste of money, and then you had the other one saying, no, but look at all the money that they bring in, which is the argument I always thought about. I mean, I'm not pro royalty. I sort of switch between, but I see the benefit of them from a financial aspect, but I don't like the idea of them, because why should one person have a greater standing than another? We're all meant to be born equal. So on that basis, I don't believe in monarchy. I believe it's an outdated system, and I can't believe that we still have it. Because, you know, that's the problem with us as human beings, that we do tend to, you know, we classify people, you know, like celebrities, royalty, film stars, you know, we like to escalate people above ourselves when we're all meant to be the same. I mean, we can all be those different fields, like someone can be a plumber and a busman, but you don't, you know, when you say, oh, I'm a plumber or a busman, it doesn't have that same standing as when you say, oh, I'm the Queen, or I'm a film star. But they all should have the same equal standing and value as well. So you know, and often they say, you know, well, the country gets so much money from having the royal family, so if you don't believe in them, that they're bringing all that money in. But then I was thinking about it, well, that's probably not true, actually, because, yeah, okay, I know we give them money, they get paid to do this job, that comes from the taxpayer, and yeah, obviously loads of people around the world all come to this country to see them. I don't know how much tourism brings in, but I would have thought that even if we did lose them, tourists would still come, because there's still Big Ben, there's still lots of places. I mean, if we're just talking about London, I mean, there's lots of places in the UK, but also if it's specifically London, there's Big Ben, there's the London Eye, there's, you know, loads of different, there's the museums, Trafalgar Square, and lots of things. I mean, even if we did get rid of them, people would still come to see Buckingham Palace, isn't it? So, you know, everyone could go inside it. It would actually make the same, maybe even more money, because, you know, you could make it a hotel. So I actually think that answer is actually a false answer. So I was trying to do some research about it. I found out that according to Business Insider, the Queen is actually the number one when it comes to land. She owns 6.6 billion acres. 6.6 billion acres, which is, that does include, that's not just the UK though, that does include Canada and a few other things. So imagine how much money she's getting from them. So I found out that, where is it? I've got a figure here. How much? The sovereign grant, which is the taxpayers' money that they give to the Queen for her job as being the Queen, I guess, so she can run everything. It's 82 million. That went up this year by loads. I think before it was like 30 or 40 million. It doubled. That's because of renovations to Buckingham Palace that we're paying for. The thing is, they don't really pay their way, and they would say, like, this is the thing with the security, with the wedding, they're paying for the wedding, but wait a minute, where are they getting their money from? They're getting it from us. Now the thing is that, and I found out that the Crown Estate, which is all the land that the royals own, that's about 12 billion properties, there's 9.1 billion, is that billion or million that's meant to be urban properties. Oh, this is maybe the money they make from them, not how many there are. That's how much money they make. So there's a lot of money they're making from all these properties. They've got shops, they've got parks, they've got all sorts of things. Now that made, where's the money? 304. Well, they made, from all those things, they gave the Treasury £304 million. So the money does, from all these things that they own by name, but the money that they make from them goes to the Treasury, 304, and then out of that, 15% of it goes back to them to run. That's the 82 million. So you could say, yeah, that's not too bad, is it? Because they only get 82 million, we get 304 to spend. But then when I tried to find, BBC or newspapers or whatever that tried to show how much money, when you actually add up all these different things, the different royal family members, how much they get, how much it costs for their events and policing and all that kind of stuff. And I couldn't find it. The only place I could find is Republic, which obviously is an anti-monarchy website, and you're going to say, well, this figure's going to be wildly over the top, and it may well be, but unfortunately the rest of the media doesn't give this figure, because I could have then given it. They break it down, and I probably could add it all up, and I don't have the time for that, but they worked out 345 million is how much it costs a year to keep the monarchy alive, how much they all cost for all these different things. Obviously 82 million of that we know is from the sovereign grant. So they cost 345 million. We get out of them 304 million, of which we lose 82 million. So that shows that they're not, they actually lose, it's not that much of a benefit. But if you took away from them, if we didn't have the royal family, we'd still be making that money, the 304, from all the land and the property, because people will still want businesses there, but we wouldn't have to give that 82 million away, or that 345, whichever figure, between those two figures, to keep them occupied, as it were. So I think actually, if someone seriously actually worked out the maths of how much money they make, how much money would, if they were genuine and looked at, this is how much money the royal family makes for us, and this is how much it comes in. But then if they actually looked at it like, if they weren't that, with these properties, people would still rent them, people still have businesses, people still go to parks, so that money would still be coming in. I think you'd find that the royal family actually is costing us money, and it is not beneficial. So why do we still have them? But people will still go outside and wave flags. People, you're paying for this wedding that you can't even go to. Anyway, that's enough for me before the Queen comes and cuts my head off. Take care, take it easy, God bless and peace.